Also, women farmers also face challenges in participating, in the agricultural value chain, whether it's from processing to marketing. In fact, there's just a little percentage of women farmers in Nigeria today who are processors. What initiatives can be implemented to support women farmers in assessing the market, adding value to their products, and increasing their incomes?
Okay, so I'm going to take us a bit back to the AGM. We're training 1,000 women for processing and export purposes this year, and it's going to start at our AGM. Yes, women need to get into processing, but 3 challenges we have. First of all is the right training. Second of all is the financial aspect of it. So you see, it's interwoven. If we're not included financially, we cannot, even when we're trained. I have a lot of women that are trained for fish processing, adding value to cassava, adding value to soya, and what have you. But then we finish training them, and it comes to, oh, I need 50 million naira to set up my processing plant. Then you ask a woman who's just about to start a journey in the processing world to go and bring a house as a guarantee before you can set up a processing plant for her. So these are all the places as an association that we're coming in to step in, to have JVs, to bring partners in that can set up a processing plant, and as the time goes on, you pay back and all. So these are the challenges we're facing, but we are not relenting, and we're making progress. We are putting in place now training, like I said before, bringing in the private and government sector and international agencies to work with us so that at the end of the day, it will be a win-win thing for every one of us. But yes, we need to focus more on processing and, of course, after we fed ourselves, export commodities.
Yes, you and I talked about exports just before we came into the studio. In fact, I was just saying something about how you were shining. And then you said, yes, now I'm an exporter, agricultural exporter. I'll talk a bit about that, and then the potential there for women farmers in terms of exporting agricultural produce beyond the shores of our country.
Yes. So, well, like I say to people, everything you see on me is agricultural wealth. But unfortunately, the country...
That's something else that we know you say a lot.
Yes.
Agricultural wealth.
Yes. But unfortunately, I've had big scars, financial loss, because of what I call the Nigerian factor. It's one thing for us to train our women, to empower them to understand commodity export, documentation, and what have you. But the federal government needs to put in place conducive environment for us to strive as a nation, as a people. I'll give you an example. Okay. When the gridlock in Apapa started, I personally lost over hundreds of millions of naira on hibiscus because I had over 40 containers of hibiscus that were standing in queue in Lagos for over 1 month in the heat of Lagos. Now, we also have the challenges of electricity cost. We have challenges of importation of equipment for processing and packaging that is of international standard. When it comes to commodity export, most part of the job lies on the table of this administration. For example, make importing of equipment that has to do with commodity packaging and processing duty-free. Make sure that there is road accessibility from the farm to outside the farm where we have our processing plant, and invest in our women for the love of God, for training, for sensitizations, and make all of these equipment accessible through the Bank of Agriculture, through AFDB, through Ministry of Agric. We don't necessarily have to pay for this equipment upfront. There are so many ways the government can assist us. Because like I said, we have a lot of our women that are trained, but where is the equipment to do the job?
Mention one way that you think government can assist.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, set up a procurement department with the Bank of Agriculture. If I am qualified, train me. I'm qualified, set up my processing plan, and from my proceed, I pay the bank back every month or each time I do my exportation.